Good morning. How's everyone doing? Today is a beautiful Friday. I don't know if this ever happens to you, but when you're inside of a house, it's colder than it is outside. So I thought it was gonna be cold, but it's actually the sun is out. It's beautiful. For some reason, I am going to sleep later. Like I lay down between 8:30 and 9, but for some reason I'm just tossing and turning my shoulders. I have a pillow that I hug at night, but for some reason my hands end up going numb because naturally I'm a side sleeper. I could sleep on my stomach, but I try not to because I know my neck is all contorted and I lose oxygen at night. It's hard for me to sleep on my back. I don't know if it's because I feel vulnerable like that, exposing my stomach. I do have a sleep machine, like a CPAP machine, which it's very quiet, but it's hard to get used to because it's through the nose. So I have an appointment coming up. I'm gonna ask them if I could switch to maybe a full mask because they did say that, because when I had my sleep study, they said that I lose oxygen or I stop breathing at least 6 times every hour that I'm sleeping. I can't win. Once I get to sleep, because I could be tossing and turning for a couple hours just laying there. But once I get to sleep, then I can stay asleep relatively throughout the whole night unless I have to use the restroom. So my 5 o'clock wake ups have been difficult, let's just say. So now we're waking up like around 7. But if I was to fall asleep right when I lay down, it wouldn't be an issue waking up at 5. So this morning it was really cute that my 6-year-old nephew, he lost 2 teeth yesterday. And I happened to have a small stack of $2 bills. So I gave it to my sister, so she gave him $2 each. I remember when I believed in the tooth fairy, and I remember one night I actually wrote a letter to the tooth fairy because I was worried that I might not get the money from the fairy. So I wanted to make sure that I received it, which coincides with what I said on the podcast about what brainwave state you need to get in order for a reprogram during hypnosis, which the ages from 2 to 7, we are naturally just in that theta state. At that age, children don't know the difference between reality and fantasy. The 5-year-old doesn't really understand. He's like, what are you talking about, a tooth fairy? He said, well, when you lose a tooth, you put the tooth under the pillow, and then the tooth fairy sneaks in the room and he grabs your teeth under the pillow, and then he leaves you money. So now the 5-year-old, his little brother, is now very interested in losing teeth. So it's just cute to watch them in just this little fantasy world, which we kind of lose that as we get an adults, and then we start analyzing everything and questioning everything. But what if that? And it really sometimes just gets in our way of achieving things we want. So if you have $10 in your bank account and you're thinking, whoa, man, like one day I'm gonna be a millionaire, that's a far stretch. But has it happened? Yes, it's happened. There's been success stories of rags to riches, right? We've all heard it. And then once they get a level of success, then we look at them and we say, wow, how did they get there? And it seems impossible. But if they did it, they're no different and special than anybody else. We all have the same capability. Right now I'm on my way to group therapy. My plans today is go to therapy. I think we're gonna go to breakfast as a group and then go home, work on some stuff on the computer, and then later on I'll be going back to the gym, my circuit training gym. It's their 1-year anniversary being open, so they're gonna do a little bit of a celebration after the evening class, so that should be fun. So stay tuned for that. Good evening. How's it going? We are back on the road. We are headed to the gym. Should be a good one since this is the 1 year anniversary. Usually it's Friday mornings that we have therapy, and this is my PTSD group for veterans. But our therapist is on vacation, so when there's no therapists, we kind of do what we want. We went to breakfast and we had a great time. It's good to see everybody. It's good. It's a good camaraderie, and that's what I missed being in the military, is the people. And no matter what branch you're in, you have this bond where you understand each other on a certain level. And it's good to have a consistent get together. So I recommend that even if you're not in any therapy group, make it a point to, sorry for the sun, to make time, even if it's just one person. And of course, somebody different than who you live with, but somebody outside of your home to get you out of just the comfort of your own home, basically. And catch up with somebody you don't see every day, once a week, once a month. I have that going for myself right now. I meet these guys at least once a week, and then I have another friend that at least no matter what, we meet at least. This month I think I've seen him 3 times already. But I was having an interesting conversation with somebody about being able to forgive. We can have a lot of resentment towards someone or someone towards us, and the person that is holding the resentment and the bitterness, they are actually the ones that are suffering. And it actually takes a lot of energy to do that. It takes a lot of energy to hold space for somebody like that, when in your case, right, you tell yourself, well, I could care less about them anymore. But honestly, if you're keeping a resentment towards them, you're holding that space for energy. They're consuming a piece of you. They're consuming a part of your brain that if you were able just to let go, it creates more room for more better and positive things. Because not only are you holding space for them in your brain, you can, not saying specifically you, but just anybody in general that are not able to forgive, sometimes they can go out of their way to hurt the other person. Say, oh, you hurt me like this, so I'm gonna try what I can to hurt you, which never really feels satisfying, right? Gosh, like if only they knew how they made me feel, I really want them to feel the same way. But what I found is just the best way to heal from that, it's for you to let go, not to see the other person suffer. Because naturally, if you're a good person, I mean, you don't want to see anybody else suffer, right? You don't want to, it doesn't fulfill you. So really, the only way to not let that consume you anymore is to let it go. If it's really a situation where you're safer physically, you're safer emotionally, psychologically, like mentally, you don't forget so that you can keep that distance. But it doesn't mean you have to hold on to a grudge. And I don't do this for them, right? I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for my sanity. But I feel that when the other person knows that you're able to forgive them, they know that they can no longer have control over you. What is something or someone you can't let go of? A situation that hurt you, a person that hurt you. You know, we can go back and say, well, I wish I could have done something different, I wish I could have done something about it. But if it's being vengeful, you know that's not you at the end of the day. And a lot of times we get in our own way from getting things that we want. And I've noticed this sometimes in a situation where 2 people are getting divorced and then there's children involved. That one person can be just a narcissist type and wants to make the other person pay, but really who's paying, right? If there's children involved, it's the children that pays. And most importantly, it's the person that is holding on to all that resentment. Meanwhile, the other person is just going on and living their life, and you're over here just stuck. But just know, for you and yourself, You'll be okay with whatever comes next. You know why? Because you've learned. You will know to choose better next time. You will see red flags coming miles away, and you will know who loves you. People that love you don't want to see you suffer. You know, I think some of the greatest people, they're unshakable. And I'm trying to be that way. Not for anybody else, but for myself. Is to be unshakable. That no matter what happens, I'm cool, calm, collective. If people want to act a certain way and I don't agree with their behavior, you let them. There is an awesome book by Mel Robbins called The Let Them Theory. It's about you letting people be who they are, and then you make a decision moving forward. What is the next step? That's up to you. Whether you do have patience, you create boundaries. So I recommend this book. It's an awesome book. I'm telling you, it's really hard to argue with people because you have your opinion and then the other person's opinion, and it's really, when you argue, there's no point to it. Emotions get involved, and everybody is trying to be heard and seen, and it's just, when you're able to just be calm and talk nice, you get your point across. Hey, I'm able to talk to you clearly. I expect the same. Respect goes both ways. And then, you'll know if somebody heard you or not. Give each other time to have that space, that time to talk. And then you just ask them, what kind of feedback do you have? What did you get out of what I just said? And if it's not clear, you can provide them clarity, especially if they want clarity. If they're just ignoring you on purpose, then there's really no point after that either. What keeps people separated and not making amends is this fear of being rejected. First, their fear was abandonment. And then with the distance, it became like, well, my worst fear came true. I'm now abandoned. And so I'm not going to reach out because now I have fear of rejection. Man, this sun it's just right here. So we're about to go to the gym. Let's see what kind of workout it is today.
Instead of like going to a club, going to a bar, you wake up on Saturday morning feeling freaking incredible for two reasons. One, because you have a bunch of fun raffles outside. We have over $1,000 worth of things that we're giving away from people who have donated to this event. So
Woo! That workout was awesome. It was a 1-year anniversary of the gym, that location. They have multiple around San Diego, but this one in particular is a 1 year. And they invited a group called the Friday Fitness Club. So on certain Fridays, they go and do something fitness wise other than just like going out to the bar or the club. So I'm gonna check it out and maybe I'll join them. But thanks for coming. Remember, you're awesome, and I'll see you tomorrow.